Welcome to our science session. Let us continue with our chapter, that is nutrition in plants. So children, in the last session we have studied about the important process of the plants, that is photosynthesis. So there I have told you about the equation, that is photosynthesis equation, where we have seen carbohydrates is synthesized during the photosynthesis. So today in this session let us know the synthesis of plant food other than carbohydrates. So not only carbohydrate is synthesized by the plants, but there are some other components synthesized by the plants. So carbohydrate synthesized, it contains carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. So these are also used to synthesize proteins and fats. But as you know, proteins are nitrogenous substance which contain nitrogen in them. So plants require nitrogen for the preparation of the protein. So how this nitrogen comes? As you have already studied that nitrogen is present in abundance in the gaseous form, but it has to be converted into usable form, which is done by the soil bacteria. So soil bacteria like rhizobium. So these are usually present in the leguminous plants. So these soil bacteria helps in converting the atmospheric nitrogen into usable form, which is taken by the plants along with the water. Not only this, you might have also seen the farmers adding the fertilizers containing nitrogen like NPK or potash or urea. So all these have nitrogen in them. So like this, the plants fulfill their nitrogen requirement by this and helps in the synthesis of the proteins and fats. Other than carbohydrates, plants can also synthesize proteins and fats. So we studied about the synthesis of food other than carbohydrates. Now we will study about the other modes of nutrition. So there are some plants which does not have chlorophyll in them and they cannot prepare their own food. So how do they prepare their own food? Like humans and animals, they also depend upon other plants. So such plants which depend upon other plants for their nutrition, they are called as heterotrophs, and the mode of nutrition is called as heterotrophic mode of nutrition. So these plants, they depend upon the other plants for their nutrition. So you might have been observed a yellow color branch like twining around the stem or some other branches. So that is nothing but the plant called as cuscuta. Okay. So this cuscuta, it is twining around the branches and stem, and it derives all its nutrition from this plant. So that plant in which the cuscuta is climbing, we call that as a host plant. Okay, it is called as host because the cuscuta is it is getting all its nutrition from the host. So most of the nutrition is derived from this host plant. So cuscuta is also called as a parasite. Okay, cuscuta is a parasite which depend upon the other plant. Can you name some of the parasites? Like mosquito is also a parasite because it is sucking your blood. Okay, it is it's getting the nutrition from the host. So you may also notice the lice that is present in the hair. Okay, so that is also a parasite, and even roundworms present in the stomach. So you can name some of the parasites like this. And next there are other plants which are, even though green in color, they are feeding on the insects and animals. Have you ever thought that the plant eating the insect? Is it not amazing? Yeah. So there are some plants which feed on the insects. So such plants are called as insectivorous plants. So let us take the example of the pitcher plant. So in the pitcher plant, so look at this pitcher plant. So this pitcher plant contains a pitcher like or jug like structure. So children, you can notice here the pitcher plants consists of a pitcher like or a jug like structure. So that is nothing but the modified part of the leaf. So in the pitcher plant, the leaf is modified into jug like structure, and the apex of the leaf, so this one, so this apex of the leaf is modified in the form of lid. Okay. So the apex of the leaf is modified in the lid. So when the insects enter into the pitcher plant, this lid can be opened and closed in the pitcher plant, and inside the pitcher plant there are hair like structures which contain the digestive juices inside it, and these hairs are directed downwards. The hair is directed downwards, and when the insects enter into these pitcher plant, they get entangled in the hair and they are digested in those digestive juices, so that nutrient is absorbed by the insectivorous plants. So why they are trapping the insects? Do you know? There must be some reason, no? Why they are trapping the insects? Because there must be some nutrient deprivation of the nutrient inside the soil. So there must be a lack of some nutrients inside the soil, that is nothing but the nitrogen. So the plants growing here, there is a lack of nitrogen inside the soil. So these plants, they get their nitrogen requirement by trapping the insects. So such mode of nutrition in which the plants feed on the insects, we call them as insectivorous plants. So these plants get their nutrient requirement by trapping the insects. So children, in this session we studied how the synthesis of food takes place other than the carbohydrates, and we also studied different modes of nutrition. In that I have explained heterotrophic mode of nutrition, and also we studied about the insectivorous plants. So I hope children you understood this session. Thank you.